Hello, everybody. It's me, producer Ross, and welcome to another edition of the Monday Recap. I'm joined by good old Liam from Crewe as we round up the weekend's action and look forward to the week ahead. Plus, take a look at news stories that you may have missed. So, Liam, it was a draw at Crewe. Let's get into your verdict. Liam, a draw, a point, 11th in the league. Ah, dear. Teddy Bishop getting sent off. What is your verdict from the draw at Crewe? 1-1. Aaron Dryden scoring the equaliser after Charlie Kirk put Crewe ahead. Your thoughts on that game, my friend?
Well, I think Lambert has made a rod for his own back with this one, because he said on Friday that he saw Crewe as contenders for promotion. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think they are. I never thought that they would be. Decent side, they've been on a good run. But, I mean, League One's been so tight and teams have been dropping points left, right and centre that a good run can rocket you all the way up the table and put you in a good position. And that's where Crewe are. Ultimately, I don't think they're strong enough to go up. But Lambert labelled them as promotion contenders. So he's kind of made a rod for his own back on that one. That we failed to beat another promotion contender, whether you believe they are or not. I still find it difficult to understand what he's seeing when he says they played well. Yeah, they started well. The first 10 minutes were good, bit like Burton, but with no cutting edge. And then, for me, you have to look at the two sides, and you look at Crewe, and every time they got into the box on Chambers' side with Kirk and Pickering, they looked dangerous and they put the ball back, and Town were having to make last-ditch tackles to stop a striker getting ahead and just for a tap-in. And that happened every time. They may not have created a huge amount. It was quite a tight game, but every time they did, they looked dangerous. Whereas Town, every time that one of the wide men got into a position to put a cross in or got into the box to put a cross in, I distinctly remember, I think it was Thomas in the first half, had a cross. There's no one in the box. There's absolutely no one in the box to hit. And this cross was hit to the back post because there was nobody there, really, and that was the only place that they could hit. And it's comfortable for Crewe. So if that's what Lambert thinks is good, then great, fantastic. The Town have passed it well, got into the box and put themselves into a crossing opportunity. They won't score goals, though, because there's no one there to actually take those chances. And it's going to carry on. Then he switches it to 4-4-2. I mean, the goal is embarrassing. I mean, it's one of those lucky ones. I think Dryden will take it every day. I mean, it's his first goal. Well done to the lad. But it just sums up the way Ipswich is at the moment, that it's a goal like that that's got them the point. Not a really nice, beautiful pass or long range strike. It's just a kind of miss kind of tackle that's managed to sneak in. But you saw the difference when they went 4-4-2. Crewe panicked a bit, probably shouldn't have, because still didn't look absolutely like we were going to score. We weren't banging the door, but they did panic a bit, and it did open more opportunities for the Town to score. I mean, the chance that he refers to in his comments after the game about the last ditch kind of clearance in front of Norwood at the back post when it looked like Norwood just had a tap in. Well, it shouldn't have got that far. Crewe should have been able to clear it, but they didn't. They made a mistake, and they made a mistake for the goal. But it was that pressure of having two men up there that created it. But again, for the 3/4 of the game, playing one up front, it's predictable and there's nothing happening. And Thomas has come in, he's looked lively, he runs at people, but all that's going to get you is a bit of time in the opposition's half because you're not going to create anything from it. All of the chances seem to come from outside of the box, and you're not going to score 30-yard wonder strikes every time. So there's no change. No change. They might have knocked the ball around a bit better and knocked it maybe a bit quicker and got themselves into more threatening areas. But it's like a blunt knife at the top. It's not going to cut through anything. And unless they try and play two up front and just say, look, it's not working, let's just go for it, then nothing's going to change. But on a positive, it's a point more than any of us predicted on Thursday night pod. So positive there.
Yeah. Now let's get into this week. Of course, there's no midweek game. A little break for the team until the Saturday, Tuesday in February, March, and all that. Blackpool take a visit to Portman Road. Of course, last time we take on Blackpool, we beat them 4-1. That was a nice day at Blackpool. Well, of course, my boy Guion scoring twice and Chambers scoring a screamer. But a lot has changed since then. Blackpool, still a mid-table sort of side in League One. They're currently sitting 15th in the league. They didn't have a game on the weekend as Burton had COVID cases, so they had to postpone the game. But prior to that, they had a 5-0 win at Wigan, which is a good win there, and they drew with Hull City earlier as well, 1-1 at Hull City as well. So not bad two results recently for them. How are you feeling going into this game, Liam? A break for us this week until Saturday.
Yeah, probably a good thing. But then, of course, we haven't really been heavily worked since Christmas. We haven't. I think last week was the first Saturday, Tuesday that we've had pre-Christmas, when obviously we had all those games postponed over that period. But obviously we knew that this was coming up, that we were going to have this massive long double week or triple week, if you want to count the second weekend as part of it, where you get 3 games a week. And frankly, I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. It gives the players a little bit of, I guess, a respite, some of the older ones. But I just don't think it's going to change anything unless Lambert changes what makes Town better by just changing the formation, doing something that's going to make Town more potent going forward. I mean, Blackpool should be a win. We should be looking at Blackpool home game. We beat them 4-1 away. We should look to win, but we can't score goals. I mean, the fact that as I made reference to in the Crewe review, the goal that we scored was just an embarrassing kind of. It's come off the guy's knee as the defender has tried to clear it and roll into the net. It's not one of these. It's embarrassing, and that's the goal that we scored to get a point. And okay, it is a point, but you're not confident that they're going to score any more than one. But at the moment, you're not even confident that they might even get one. And I'm sorry, but if you want promotion, you've got to create more than 4 or 5 chances in a game, and they're not create. And the Crewe at the weekend, I think there's only one good chance in that game prior to the goal, and that was the Norwood at the back stick that the defender just managed to nick in. That's it. Everything was long range, and it's the goalkeeper, I think, made one good save, but apart from that, it's going to have to be a really accurate and brilliant strike to beat a keeper from long range, even at League One level. He's got to be accurate, and if you're basing your chances on having 4 or 5 long range shots, I'm sorry, you're going to not score enough goals from that. You need to be a presence in the box, and I just don't see that at the moment. Blackpool, they scored 4 at Bloomfield Road, but at the end of the day, they were a new team under a new manager who brought in lots of players. and it was a bit of a mess, wasn't it? Whereas they've been together now a lot longer. They've managed to gel, and look, they're still 15th. They're not any better than that. But I just don't think Town will go into this looking like they can beat a side like Blackpool anymore. We said that Town could beat the smaller clubs, but we're struggling to beat the bigger clubs. At the moment, you can't even see them now scoring enough to beat some of the smaller sides. And I think Blackpool will be the same. And I have no confidence that Town will beat Blackpool. I think they could maybe get a draw, but I think that's what the best we're hoping for at the moment. Unless he changes, which clearly he's not going to, then I don't see anything different. And as you said, Blackpool have had a couple of decent results. I looked at these next 3 games. Crewe, who were ahead of us just outside the playoffs. Blackpool, who are a tricky sort of side. That they can be good one week and they can be horrific another. And then Peterborough away. I looked at these next 3 games and thought, blimey, I could literally see 0 points out of them. And I mean, we were what, 15 minutes away from the first 0 against Crewe. I mean, Lambert saying that we deserved the point. Maybe we did, but I don't know really how much we did deserve it on chances created. It's all right knocking the ball around, but Blackpool, it depends what team turns up, and then Peterborough, well, they'll probably do enough to beat us. It probably won't be a great game. It'll probably be like Portman Road, but they'll do enough to beat us because they've got the quality at the right times. We haven't. But sticking with Blackpool, we'll not go look any further forward at the moment. Yeah, I have no confidence there's going to be a huge sea change. It's still too slow. The possession football is too predictable, and when it gets to the forward end of the pitch, there isn't enough incision. There doesn't look enough threat, and I don't see that changing. Even if Norwood starts on Saturday, he's not fully fit. It's going to take him time to get up to speed, and I at the moment I just don't see where we're going to score enough goals. I mean, apart from Blackpool, I think it's the only game we've scored more than 2 in. One game this season where we've scored more than 2. So, not going anywhere. And hopefully Evans will finally start seeing that and make a change sooner rather than later.
So there we go then. A lot of depressing chat in the Monday recap. So I'm going to quickly bring you the Loan Watch, a new feature, as we've got a few players gone out on loan. So it's going to take a look at players doing better at other clubs. Of course, we've got 4 players out on loan currently. Idris is one of the newest ones. Of course, he joined Grimsby on Friday, reuniting with Paul Hurst. Unfortunately, though, he was on the losing side for Grimsby as they lost against fellow League Two strugglers Stevenage 2-1, while Genoy Donation, who got a man of the match last week for Fleetwood, but then Fleetwood lost 1-0 at Oxford on the weekend, and Oxford are now riding high, getting into the playoffs again. Adam Piszczek, the young goalkeeper, was the between the sticks for Chesterfield in their draw with Dagenham 2-2, but Chesterfield had 10 men for most of the game, so well done for them for getting a draw. And then finally, Corey Undaba, of course, currently at Ayr in the Scottish Championship. He was part of their side that won 4-1 against my granddad's team, Alloa, but a good win there. And apparently he's doing very well in Scotland. So hopefully Corey will come back to town and play in our defence at some point, because he's currently playing at left back. And we currently need a left back, really. But give credit to Miles Kenlock. I'm going to end Monday recap with giving credit to Miles Kenlock, because I thought he did okay against Crewe. But that sort of proves how bad we were, that our left back was our man of the match. But anyways, that is it for the Monday recap. Thank you as ever for Liam for joining me. And we're back very soon for some more videos. So see you then, guys.